Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Delhi's Patiala House Court has sent the accused Chaitanya and Saraswati to 5 days of police custody. The Delhi police has already taken him from the court. In fact, Chaitanya is, remember, accused of molesting female students pursuing the PGDM courses under the EWA scholarship and forgery. Sambhav Sharma joins us for more on this story. Sambhav, what's the latest you can share with us regarding Chaitanya and Saraswati's custody?
Well, absolutely. Here, the Delhi's Patiala House Court has granted Chaitanyanand Saraswati 5-day custody of to the Delhi police, and he will be remanded to Delhi police, and Delhi police will investigate all the allegations and possible angles in this particular case where Chaitanyanand Saraswati is accused of molesting over a dozen girls, and there are CCTV footage and evidences. Police said in the court that they will investigate about and will question Chaitanyanand Saraswati on different grounds, and also when it comes to the kind of money spent from his account and the trust he used to operate. All these questions will be
all right, Sambhav, appreciate you joining us with those updates. More breaking news meanwhile coming in. BJP's Annamalai has expressed deep sorrow over the Karur Stampede that killed 40 and injured many. He's called it a tragic incident. He also announced BJP will provide 1 lakh compensation to the families of the deceased. Belly Thomas joins us for more on this story. Belly, Annamalai has also now spoken out on this tragedy in Karur.
Uday, the former BJP state president the BJP leader Annamalai has expressed his disappointment with the Karur Stampede that claimed 40 lives, and over 50 are in hospital. And he says that he called it rather a tragic event, and he also had announced rupees 1 lakh compensation from the BJP to the family of the deceased, and he had also said that such incidents shouldn't recur in the state, and he would take utmost precautions. His party and his party workers will find ways to figure out what can be done as to these kind of things wouldn't happen in the future. So on this line is what clearly Annamalai has come to react on this incident today.
Well, at least 40 people, including 17 women and 9 children, have died in that stampede that broke out during the TVK chief and actor Vijay's rally in Tamil Nadu's Karur. TVK has said it would move the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, seeking an independent investigation into the stampede. TVK chief Vijay announced an ex-gratia of 20 lakh rupees to the bereaved families, while Prime Minister Modi also announced 2 lakh rupees ex-gratia. Meanwhile, an FIR has been filed against TVK functionaries in connection with the stampede. The Tamil Nadu government has also set up an inquiry to investigate the incident. But overcrowding and poor planning are being cited as some of the key reasons behind the tragedy. Permission had been granted for a crowd of 10,000, but local reports estimate anywhere from 30,000 to 60,000 people that arrived to catch a glimpse of the actor politician. While DMK spokesperson Saravanan Annadurai has said the organizers of the TVK Karur rally were responsible for the stampede as the rally was delayed by 6 hours. The deployment of a mere 500 police personnel is also being countered. Actor Vijay reportedly turned up at the venue at around 7:30 p.m. even as people had begun gathering from 9 a.m. at the venue. Insufficient food and water for the massive crowd also exacerbated the situation. Meanwhile, BJP leader Shehzad Poonawalla has called the tragedy a man-made criminal disaster, holding both the DMK government and actor Vijay's TVK responsible for the mishap. A thorough inquiry into the incident headed by retired High Court Judge Justice Aruna Jagadisan has now been initiated. Well, joining us now live is Sanjay Sahai, former IPS officer. Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, also joins us now live. B.L. Vora, former DGP, is live with us on the program. We also have S. Venkat Narayan, senior journalist, joining us live. Sumit Peer, political commentator, is with us as well on the broadcast. Let me make a start with you first, Sanjay Sahai. What now should be the priorities of this retired High Court judge-led investigation to get to the bottom of what happened in Karur?
issues which have finally converged into this man-made tragedy. Vijay has been on the spree of meeting people and organizing big functions, and I think in one of the recently concluded public gatherings, his bouncers threw off somebody. So that is the background, and with that background also, in the lackadaisical approach which they took for organizing this particular arrangement, I it's very difficult, it defies all logic. The venue itself in the first place is not a right venue for a public gathering of of this nature. It is primarily a road with very little access and exit, and the likelihood of those getting clogged is very high. This 10,000 permission story and another some 23 directives, which DMK has been talking about. So those papers are there. There is undeniably those papers are there. But does the police and the government sit back and relax once those permissions are given? The assessment of Vijay and his party is one part of the story. The assessment of the police and the regular intelligence is the other part of the story. And in no way the police could have assessed the situation, assessed the crowd gathering to be 10,000 with the nature of intelligence, with the capability which they have. And between 2001 and 2022, they say that Tamil Nadu has seen somewhere 266 Stampede. Small and big, we saw last year only in the air show in Chennai. So 5 people getting killed. Earlier also there are instances, this Maham Festival Kumbakonam 1992, Chennai Flood Relief Stampede 2005, then 2023. So there is a history of crowd mismanagement which is become inherently endemic to the system, not only in Tamil Nadu, but across the country. So the things which are to be looked into, both by the investigation which is being conducted by the local police, and there is a commission of inquiry which is headed by a high court judge. So they look into what has happened prior to this. So one is the permission, second is the directives, third is the actual work which has been done. I sincerely believe that time, energy, and application of mind has not gone into the planning of this particular event. When we see the drone footings, which is being shown, I think, in every TV channel, it gives you a feeling there are large patches where there even light is not there. And if Vijay and company, they were disseminating and they're trying to get more people, certainly they will try to do that. But the job of the police is that they disseminate information which is required to control the crowd. So this is the first part of the story. As Vijay moves in and when this whole thing transpired, we see a complete lack of crisis management. First is that 500 people or whatever, 500 policemen or whatever the number of police personnel deployed and the officers deployed or the emergency response teams, I don't think they're visible anywhere. And they were completely lost in the crowd of 30,000 to 60,000 people, whatever might be the number. So the crisis management, the evacuation, all these things did not fall in line. So this went on and on. So that's the crisis management part of it. Now the whole game is primarily to safeguard the political turf and give an impression and a perception that we are the people who are doing the right thing. So DMK is out to prove that it is solely Vijay's job and solely Vijay is held accountable, but they are not going a step further to put him in a put section of culpable homicide not amounting to murder on Vijay, as it happened in the case of Allu Arjun in Hyderabad last year, that Sandhya Theatre case. So I think they are weighing and maintaining a very delicate political balance so that it does not impact the perception and also does not impact the way the political battle would be fought. What is most strange and intriguing, and this is not the only place where it is happening, is that every governance decision and every police decision is somehow marred by the bigger political landscape which they are looking into. The judge certainly will not get into these aspects of it, but the underplay of these aspects, if it is not brought to light, I think these things will keep on happening, I think endlessly. We have Hathras, we have the air show last year in Chennai. I think December we had Sandhya thing, then we had your Prayagraj Kumbh, after that New Delhi railway station, then Sirgaon, Goa, and then we had
Yes.
Bangalore Chinnaswamy
Yes,
Stadium.
we
and
are clearly not
multi-civic.
learning. We are
And the
clearly not
pattern is
learning
the
from
same.
these previous tragedies. Gautam Mukherjee, come in here on who you blame for the tragedy. Is it the organizers of the rally more, or the administration for simply not deploying enough police? Prima facie, what do you make of what could have possibly caused this incident, and could it have been prevented?
Well, it is a combination of all those people that you mentioned. One is the organizers definitely picked a venue or were allocated a venue where so many people should not have been let in, because once you let in people 4 or 5 times the capacity of the venue, then you're waiting for something like this to happen. Secondly, police bandobast was inadequate. Third, the people who came to the rally were unruly, as usual in most stampedes, where they do not listen to instructions, they jump over barriers and do whatever they feel like. And then when a panic ensues, so many people are killed and injured. The aspect of the DMK as the ruling party undercutting the opposition is also not without merit, because DMK rallies do not suffer from lack of bandobast, but opposition rallies could well do, as Annamalai has also hinted at. So this is all avoidable, and at the same time, steps should be taken to avoid, rallies in venues where the numbers cannot be accommodated. Uday.
Yes, BL Vora, you've of course been someone who's been DGP, Home Secretaries. You know how permissions are granted, how police deployment is, put in place. Now, of course, a petition also being moved before the Madras High Court seeking the DGP to prevent any further grant of permissions to the TVK. What do you believe perhaps went wrong in Karur yesterday, BL Vora?
Uday Pratap, I think all are responsible, but first of all, very unfortunate, 40 lives have been lost, 90 plus injured. Our condolences to the next of kin. See, this is a recurring happening in this country, as my distinguished co-panelist also mentioned a short while ago. Now here, everyone is to be blamed. The TVK are number one. Number two, the state administration who gave permission. And three, why did they give permission for a smaller stadium? Then the police, the intelligence failure, the law and order arrangement, the exit plan, the contingency plan, the hospitals, and the food and water arrangements. I mean, if you can list more than a dozen causes for all this happening. And now what's happening is everybody is rushing to give ex gratia and take political one-upmanship. Unfortunately, that is the scenario in the country, not only in Tamil Nadu, it is throughout India. This is what is happening. Now, I think that Bangalore also, if you remember, when cricketers were felicitated, in addition to many incidents which Mr. Gautam Mukherjee mentioned. So I think it's very important that, see, there are SOPs, but nobody bothers about it. I think this is very, very important that some strict action must be taken, monitored by the High Court or by the Supreme Court in such matters. And once for all, guidelines should be laid down for such matters. I think it's very, very important, though people are expected to do their job. And in southern India, especially, actors, people are very crazy after them. We all know it. And here also, I think it was well known that if he's asking for permission, thousands and thousands of people will appear. So, answering your question, I think this is too much of politics now. but everyone is responsible. I hope the judicial inquiry finds fault with everyone concerned with all details. But just by inquiries alone, it will not work. People must be punished, heads must roll out. And now to ask DGP not to give permission, well, DGP also is intelligent enough to know that he's not going to give permissions. But then it is like, closing the stables when the horses are bolted away. So I think it's very unfortunate, and everybody is responsible. I think we should hang our head in shame in this country that people's lives have no value. Uday.
Okay, let me in fact quickly, meanwhile also explore some more details coming in on this story. Eyewitnesses have also come forward now with their harrowing accounts. People recall a flood of human bodies that swelled as people waited for actor politician Vijay's much delayed arrival. Witnesses recall how the swell of bodies began pulling and pushing amidst the actor's arrival. A reported power outage added to the chaos as even the loudspeakers at the event stopped working. The massive crowd made it difficult for even ambulances to pass through and resulted in it taking very long to bring people out. Eyewitnesses even alleged miscreants in the crowd that added to the chaos on the ground. An eyewitness alleges that a certain section of the crowd began pushing and asking people to leave, even going so far as to hurling slippers at those gathered. Speaking of the situation, an eyewitness in fact said nothing could have been done to control the crowd, quote unquote. Eyewitness testimony is also emerging now, Venkat Narayan, describing what really happened prior and during the stampede.
Uday, the problem is this is not the first time that a stampede of this kind has happened. I think I would like to see the Supreme Court to take up this case suo motu first thing in the morning on Monday and impose a certain restrictions. Like in Delhi, they have stopped a boat club being used for public meetings and all that, and they said whoever wants to have a public meeting, they should do it Ramlila Maidan. In India, we have 52 cricket stadiums and hundreds of large grounds in colleges and, Hyderabad, you have the Parade grounds and Nizam College ground, Lal Bahadur Shastri Stadium. In Madras, you have Marina and so on and so forth. So I think the time has come now for the Supreme Court to get into the act and insist that, only certain grounds which are relatively safe can be used to hold public meetings. And in Delhi, for example, whenever a meeting is held in Ramlila grounds, the municipal corporation provides drinking water. When you have thousands of people gathering at one place, you need, toilets for them, water for them, so on and so forth. It's very, very important. Therefore, I believe that Supreme Court should take up this matter suo motu and start, acting on that, identify grounds in different parts of the country. Only in those areas, in those grounds, the meetings should be held. And the state government, never mind which party it belongs to, it is its responsibility to provide adequate security to even opposition parties. And the other thing we must remember, Uday, is that the political leaders should consider using bulletproof glass, like Mr. Modi does, Mr. Trump does, Mr. Netanyahu does, so many others do. Because political assassinations have a history of more than 2,000 years old. When Julius Caesar was, stabbed to death inside a Senate, and Abraham Lincoln was killed 160 years ago inside a theater where he went to watch a play.
Well, unfortunately, here no politician lost his life, but the common man lost his life, Venkat Narayan. That is the sad truth over here. So we need to now concentrate more on how to protect the common man. I think politicians have enough security in any case and VIP perks. Sumit Peer, what about the common man of the country? How many more lives will be lost, Sumit, before finally crowd control measures are put in place correctly? Stampede after stampede, reason after reason. Sometimes it's religious pilgrimage places, sometimes it's sports celebrations, sometimes it's political events, Sumit. How many more lives will be lost before we learn.
Uday, thank you for having me on your show. First of all, Om Shanti to all the people who have lost their lives. It's a heartbreaking event and it's an event of national shame because we can't keep on losing lives like this. Poor people, common man on the ground, people like you and me can't go anywhere and get killed and never return home. That is what it has happened. Look, if you look at the sequence of events, there are a lot of complacencies everywhere. Bora Saab brought some compelling points. I want to add a couple of points. First and the most important thing is it is the responsibility between TVK and the government, state government who are entirely responsible for that. They can divide kiski kitni responsibilities entirely with them. First of all, the celebrities have a problem of arriving late. You know why? You know them better than me. They arrive late because they want the crowds to swell and they want those, the madness to happen. That's what celebrities get kind of a kick. I'm somebody special. That's point number one. Point number two, why do you give permission only for a 10,000 rally when 20 or 25,000 can come in? What is your safeguard to ensure not after 10,000 the next 100 people do not join the rally? Do you have enough barricading? Do you have enough buffer zones? Do you have fire exits? Was the municipality there? Were fire tenders there? Was disaster management there? It was not there. You cannot just allow a rally and expect the things to go well because here the question is the state government did not do what it was supposed to do. Now announcing these ex gratia of 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs or whatever, it doesn't count for the innocent lives lost. The problem here is even these celebrities, if they want to show their power by the crowd, why can't they do one thing? Why can't they do online, address the rally online? There's no need for them to come here. They can be in a 1 kilometer away, can put up those huge screens and they can address the rallies. And when that is possible, because what happened when the celebrity comes late here, Vijay, the people start getting near to him. That's where the problems start happening. That's where the crowds get out of the control. But were there adequate measures in place? No. Do we have designated spots? No. Do we have adequate, structure to handle disaster? We don't have. Every time there's a stampede, then we start counting the dead and we start attributing the reasons. Even whenever there's an incident like this, why do we let the crowd swell so much? The thing is, what happened New Delhi railway station, you let 7 lakh people in or a couple of lakh people into the railway station. You could have stopped them outside the railway station. Where are those buffer zones? Where are those crowd management experts? Mr. Vijay, if he's such a rich man, which we know he is, shouldn't he hired a crowd management or a disaster management expert? Shouldn't he taken the advice of the expert how to conduct a rally? Shouldn't somebody have advised him, sir, if you call 10,000 or 20,000 come up, what will happen now? Now there's a FIR against him, there's a criminal case against him. But in our country, if you're rich and mighty, a lot of things don't matter. A lot of things will get washed away with time. But what happens to those 39 dead? We have lost 39 of our brothers and sisters for what? What was their mistake? It is a colossal failure of both the parties here. That is the state government plus Mr. TVK and Mr. Vijay. They have all done this. This incident could have been avoided. It was not a gathering of crores of people, Uday. It was not a gathering of lakhs of people. Now imagine in a political rally, if you have 20, 30,000 people coming out and 40 end up dead, then what kind of a message are we giving? Are we so incompetent as a country we cannot handle it? We can very well handle it, but we are complacent. We get, theek hai yaar, dekha jayega. I mean, let it happen. Doesn't matter. We'll give ex gratia. Now everybody will want to take brownie points. Everybody will want to announce those ex gratias and express condolences. But what are we doing for the next time this stampede should not happen? Is there a SOP in place? Why don't we have a national level SOP in place? Okay, 10,000 gathering, this SOP. 20,000 gathering, this SOP. 1 lakh gathering, this should be SOP. If those SOPs are placed and they are met, then only the gathering should be allowed to happen. You can't just blame a DGP today कि साहब आपने permission दे दी. I mean, how do you blame, then you find the last man in the road and you try blaming him. It is not the case. The case is if you have a slightest problem of crowd management, make it digital. Put those huge screens, those those 100 by 100 feet screens, and let the celebrity or the political leader address through that. Why do you need to be there? Because if he comes there, the problem will occur. So isn't it the responsibility of Mr. Vijay to consider that? At the end of the day, Uday, if we want to just show the power, our magnetism or our people connect by getting people in a ground, that is fundamentally a recipe for disaster. It will keep on happening. It will keep on repeating. Now, the administration should take a call. Can we allow this rally or not? Should it go digital or physical? The time has to come to decide between digital and physical. If digital is the answer, let it be. If physical is the answer, make sure you have adequate arrangements. And if something happens, both the parties should be collectively blamed for the failure. It is not one party, it is both the parties together. Even Mr. Vijay should have taken a call. Do I want to take this risk? If he's getting late, he could have avoided the rally. Because he's getting late and then people trying to get a glimpse of him, that's where the whole trouble starts. I think when I looked at the pictures, I looked at the videos, Uday, The arrangements were haphazard. They were not meant to handle this kind of a crowd. Barricading was not adequate. Don't blame the police because police can't do much when such a crowds come up. It is a colossal failure of the state government. There are no SOPs in this country how to manage and handle crowds. That is why after another we see
Yes,
disasters. There's a
absolutely,
cricket match, we see a
absolutely.
disaster.
But when will it stop? When will it stop? That is the big question. The victims of this unimaginable tragedy range from as young as 2-year-old toddler to a 60-year-old man. Many reasons as well as allegations are being thrown around. A detailed inquiry now into the matter is underway. Actor Vijay has alleged a conspiracy in the matter, even as calls grow for no further political rallies to be allowed for the TVK chief until all investigation is completed. Regardless, the bigger question that arises is, with at least 40 people, including young children and women, having lost their lives and over 90 people having been injured, was this tragedy avoidable? Who will take responsibility for the innocent lives lost? Well, this is, of course, the big question. And now we do know that former judge-led investigation is underway. Justice Jagdishan is on her way to Karur as we speak. BL Vora, what should the priorities be of this investigation?
First, today I would like to say the bigger malaise is police has become like a private army of the chief ministers in every state, irrespective of the political party, across the board, whole of India. So this, what is the unfortunate thing? I am sure in this case, when the state government gave permission, I don't think they would have consulted the police. I think it's very important. And even if the police gives advice, nobody listens to it. I think that is what is happening, which is creating a much bigger problem. In Bangalore's case, if you recall, the chief minister then, in a knee-jerk reaction, he suspended the police commissioner there. And there was a lot of hue and cry. And finally, he had to eat an humble pie and reinstate that person. Now, answering your question, I think questions are very simple for the judge. Even as far as the questions are concerned, who gave the permission? How was it not managed? What happened? There are various people involved. I think everybody will be called there. What are the records say? And who's ultimately responsible for this, and ensure that nothing happens. But the point is, what action will be taken on the judicial inquiry? Again, we come back to number one. Ultimately, the state government which has to take action. So they will take, believe me, they will take, like every other state government, like other political party, if at all, they'll take selective action which serves their political interests and not the re-election which the people of India need. Uday.
All right. Let me, in fact, quickly thank all our guests at this point. We've run out of time. Let's slip into a short break.